What if I told you that it is possible to increase revenues by up to 50% from adopting ESG practices into your businesses? In 2023, we launched our first survey report with the United Nations Global Compact Malaysia and Brunei, or UNGCMYB, and SME Corporation to provide insights on the awareness, adoption, and challenges of embracing ESG among Malaysian SMEs. This year, we are proud to launch the second edition of our ESG survey report using both qualitative and quantitative approaches to deep dive into current ESG trends, practices, and adoption barriers across 4 key sectors in Malaysia: services, manufacturing, construction, and agriculture.
At Alliance Bank, we don't see sustainability as a compliance checklist for SMEs, but rather a source of competitive advantage that can put them ahead of their competition. When viewed this way, sustainability and ESG adoption can truly be a profit multiplier, and our latest report validates this. 38% of Malaysian SMEs who have embraced sustainable practices into their businesses reported revenue increases of more than 50%.
As we navigate the ever-evolving landscape of ESG, our report sheds light on significant shifts in ESG awareness across the various sectors in Malaysia. From this year's survey, we see that ESG awareness has almost increased 6-fold compared to last year. The manufacturing industry leads with the highest awareness rate of 84%, followed closely by the services sector at 78% and the construction sector at 77%. Lastly, the awareness level for the agricultural sector is at 61%. In fact, all industries have recorded above 50% ESG awareness this year, amplified by the efforts from the government, corporates, and NGOs in Malaysia.
The increased awareness of ESG has also translated to higher adoption rates among SMEs in Malaysia. The ESG adoption rate this year has risen from 28% to 60%. That's 32% higher than last year. This reflects a growing commitment from the SME community towards sustainability. The manufacturing industry leads at 69%, mainly due to regulatory demands. A substantial rise in partial adopters boosted ESG adoption to 60% for the construction business, while the services industry recorded 50% with F&B, retail trade, and wholesale businesses at the forefront. The agriculture sector follows with a 48% adoption rate, as their non-adopters decreased by 20% this year.
As a knowledge partner for this report, our researchers have found that ESG practices can be a competitive advantage for SMEs to innovate and grow. And here are the top 5 reasons behind the inclusion of ESG practices into the business strategies of Malaysian SMEs. Cost savings ranks first at 54%. And in second place is meeting market demands with 51%. Interestingly, rising to third from 6th place last year is the promotion of innovation among SMEs at 43%. 42% recorded better risk management, while 40% reported improved productivity.
While there is encouraging progress in both ESG awareness and adoption amongst businesses in the country, SMEs are now telling us that they are overwhelmed by the plethora of ESG guidelines and are unclear on which to follow. Therefore, this year's report goes further to guide businesses in their ESG journey by providing deeper sector-specific insights, as well as highlighting key opportunities that SMEs can seize from ESG adoption. With that, I am confident that you will find this report beneficial for your business and the broader community.
The Malaysia's National Climate Change Policy 2.0 outlines the nation's pathway towards achieving the Nationally Determined Contribution, or NDC targets, which is 45% reduction in economy-wide greenhouse gas GHG emission intensity by 2030, and of course, reaching our net zero emission by 2050. Based on the Alliance Bank's SME ESG research report, the readiness of the ESG ecosystem provides an indication of baseline understanding levels and the gaps that need to be fulfilled by all stakeholders to support the nation's net zero goals.
We collaborated with Alliance Bank to support SME's journey towards sustainable and responsible business practices. Last year, we jointly developed and launched Progress, a digital tool that measures an SME's climate performance across 3 dimensions: climate governance, GHG emissions, and business integration. Through this assessment, SMEs can obtain a climate maturity report and a customized climate action plan to help them kickstart their own ESG journey. We have now assisted thousands of SMEs through this unique tool.
I think the Progress tool actually helped us to simplify the whole ESG journey for our SMEs supply chain. Because typically in the market today, it's very confusing. There's a lot of jargon and terminology. So what Progress did, together with Alliance Bank, we actually simplified this whole journey down for our supply chain to explain to them how they can actually jump on board to calculate their Scope 1 as well as Scope 2 emissions. On top of that as well is to help create policies together with our supply chain so that they can quickly implement it on the ground.
At Alliance Bank, we don't want to just be a last-mile provider of financing to SMEs, but actually walk alongside them on their ESG journey at different stages of their business life cycles. We are very fortunate to have such a strong ecosystem of partners with Zurich Malaysia, Monash University, UNGCMYB, SME Corp, MGTC, and INCEIF to help us map out the A to Z guide for SMEs to successfully incorporate ESG into their businesses. In this year's report, you will see us not only addressing why ESG is good for your business P&L, but also how to implement it in a relevant way for your respective business and industry sectors. Let us help you take the next step in your own ESG journey today.
Alliance Bank, the bank for life.